Welcome to Kidmissing TV. I'm your host, Angelina Wilson. This is a living doe. He was discovered on August 2nd, 1969 in New York City. He was between the ages of 18 and 25 at the time, and he was white or white Hispanic, 5'6", 124 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. Interestingly, he had $2. It doesn't say whether they were Canadian or American. We'll get to that. A shaving kit, a New York City library card, selective service registration card dated June 24th, 1969, in the identity of one Alex Pitney, and a U.S. Social Security card number 079467451 in this Alex Pitney identity. They don't think that's who he was. At this point, why don't they just swab him and take his DNA and find out who he was? He left New York on August 2nd on a train to Montreal. When he attempted to return to the United States on August 5th, he was denied re-entry due to the fact that he was unable to verify he was born and raised in New York City. He claimed to have been born in Manhattan at home, and his birth was never recorded with the state. It has been verified that he lived in New York City from at least 1960 to 1969. He also stated he grew up in Manhattan and spent a significant amount of time at 3rd Avenue and 47th or 48th Street. He possibly went to the Greek Orthodox Church on 24th between 8th and 9th Avenues. Sheesh, all the numbers for streets. It is believed he still has family living in the country, perhaps still in New York. The man claimed to have lived with his parents, his father possibly being a seaman, and one or more siblings. He has lived in Toronto since he was unable to return to the United States. Investigating this case is Canadian Border Patrol, and I will give you their phone number. Peter Donaldson, investigator. Okay, there are 8 living does on NamUs. Most of them are either people with brain damage, dementia, or something similar that prevents them from recalling who they are. However, one of them sticks out. So, who is Alex Pitney? They must have done some research. Somebody said, how can the Social Security card and the selective service card not identify him? Maybe they felt that they weren't real. Oh, I didn't give you the phone number yet. Before I go into my own opinions, you can call investigator Peter Donaldson of the Canadian Border Services Agency at 905-405-3865. 3864. Oh my goodness. 905-405-3864. That's 905-405-3864. The case number is 1017-6673. I wouldn't normally give that to you, but it's a different kind of agency. Okay, my opinion. They must have done some background on this Alex Pitney to decide he wasn't Alex Pitney. They also must have done some background on or looked closely at the selective service card and the Social Security card to determine that they were fraudulent. Now, I could be completely wrong here. But that seems to be, well, because why else would they not accept those as identification? And why would he not have had a driver's license? Although he was on the train. I know that my mother visited Canada for her high school graduation with her boyfriend at the time. And he was a dual citizen. She didn't have her birth certificate on her, and they almost didn't let her cross back into the United States. They were able to get a hold of her birth certificate. They verified her with the state of Maine. Now, there must have been a reason they couldn't verify. It was about the same time period. It was 72. So it was 3 years later. So they must not have been able to verify him at the border because his birth was not recorded. I mean, yikes. But if you filled out a selective service card, couldn't they go to the post office where it was filled out? I mean, I don't know all what they do in order to determine your identity when you cross the border. I mean, it's very easy to look at a Social Security number, put it in a computer, and say, you know, that Social Security number isn't coming up in the database or whatever. And I get that. It's harder with the selective service one. I have my father's selective service card from 1962. It was really falling apart. So my friend Diane laminated it for me at work. Basically, under the threat of you lose it, I kill you. Because my father gave it to me as an elderly man because he knew he'd never be called up at that point, and it had been sitting in his wallet for 50 years. So he said, I know you're the type of person that would like to have this, you know, and who would cherish it and take care of it. So I have his selective service card. I should show it to you so you know what that looks like. 1 second, I am going to do that. Let me go grab it, because a lot of people might not know what that looks like, or at least not one from the time period that they're talking about. So hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm back. This is a selective service card, also known as a draft card. Now, on the back of it, it shows my father's distinguishing characteristics. It says blue eyes, dark brown hair, 5 feet 10 inches, he wishes. Well, he might have been back then. 150 pounds. And it shows that it was done in Worcester County at the Grafton Town Hall in Grafton, Massachusetts. See? Like I said, my friend laminated this for me. The front of it has his full name. You can see how bad the condition was, the selective service number. He lived on 1st Street in Manchog. He was born the 9th of April, 1944 in Hartford, Connecticut. And this was done the 9th of April, 1962, when he turned 18. Now, there's something written on the bottom in ink, but I don't know what it says. Robert, no middle name, Jr., Wilson, Jr. But yeah, that's what it looks like. Let me try to bring it over here so that it's not behind the poster. Anyway, it's also called a draft card. And like I said, his was in pretty rough condition. But you can see where the person filled it out, their characteristics. So it should have been pretty easy to determine whether or not it was his card. Like I said, my friend was nice enough to laminate it for me. So, but I'm glad to have this. This one's from, like I said, 1962, and his was 1969, but they probably look exactly the same. And his is probably in the same condition at this point. And I think most of us know what a Social Security card looks like. But they should have been able to figure out fairly quickly if it was a real selective service / draft card. So, put that right there. And I will put it back in my wallet after. But I wanted to share that with you, because I happen to have one here from the relative time period that belongs to that gentleman right up there. Right there. That is to whom it belonged. There. So, let me know what you think. I would love to hear your opinions in the comments. That would be very interesting to me. God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Please subscribe and hit that bell for your notifications. And please, if you like vlogs, go over to my other channel and do the same thing. We don't just vlog over there. I also do arts and crafts projects, big cleaning projects, cooking, advent calendar unboxing, get ready with me, all sorts of things. So check it out. Check out my social media for both channels. Thank you so much, as always, in the description. Bye, guys.